What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk about how you can start passing prop firm evaluations almost with ease, right? So again, nothing is ever easy in trading because we have no control over price action. We have no control on if we're going to get trending days or we're going to get very choppy days. But once you figure out a system where you can play certain setups that you're comfortable with position size that you're familiar with, you're going to start to be able to pass these things a lot quicker. Now, the prop firm of choice that you go with is completely dependent on you. Some prop firms have trailing drawdown. Some prop firms have end of day drawdown. Some prop firms don't have any at all. Make sure you're always choosing the correct size account. Okay. Now, for some of you guys, I know that going the cheaper route with some of these smaller accounts may seem very beneficial because of the cost of entry. A lot of times when you do $25,000 accounts or you do $50,000 accounts, you're going to have to keep your risk probably sub one mini contract to really be able to take a sufficient amount of trades to be able to pass in a timely manner. Now, the other approach that you can do is you can definitely go with a bigger size account that's going to allow you to trade more size, but it's probably going to have a higher price target, a profit target that you're going to need to hit, obviously. But the increase of size is going to kind of wash that out, right? Now, what tends to happen is a lot of times people will go for the $50,000 accounts and they'll trade, 5 mini contracts. They'll trade 10 mini contracts and they'll try to throw on one trade and make 10 to 20 points in one trade. And next thing you know, it pulls back on you 12 points and you blow the account. So my sweet spot and my recommendation, if you want to pass fast and you want to pass aggressively for a 50K account, is anywhere between 2 and 3 mini contracts. Just understand we're going to need to be really on top of our game and we're going to need to hit a string of winning trades to kind of build up that balance so we can build that profit cushion. Okay. Now, in the beginning, the way that I would build up that balance is going for super tight, small take profits. Okay. So the psychology is almost reverse. Many people want to put on bigger size and go for a bigger move to pass quickly. What I want to do is put on big size and I want to take small moves and I want to do it more frequently. So I don't just want to click buy and I don't want to just click sell wherever the hell, right? What I want to do is I still identify legitimate setups where there's momentum behind the move, but I want to attack small moves very, very frequently. So in this price action from today, we got an immediate pop in a flush right off the open. Okay. So immediately what that's telling me is if I get a flush through this open because this candle opened up red and it closed red, if I get a continuation through this, I'm going to throw on 3 or 4 contracts, right? 2 to 3, 4 contracts if we confirm short. Now I'll get to that trade in a minute, but we also had a nice pushback, right? So when we got this little pushback, we got a 20 play here. Those of you guys who are familiar with the 20 play, if we take this 20 play between 2 and 4 points on 2 or 3 mini contracts, we just made anywhere between 60 and 120 bucks very quickly. I mean, lightning fast in under a minute. Okay. So there's $120 there, $140 there, $100 here. And then we immediately get the downwards turn where we get the 20 play to the south side. We're going to take another 60 to $120 there. So now we're talking about building a cushion of almost $200 and the market just opened. Okay. Now, when we have this bigger level, because these are more so little scalps, right? This 20 plays a scalp. This 20 plays a scalp. We got a key level down here. If we break to the downside, we got a key level to the upside if we break the upside. Okay. So I want to go heavy and maybe look for more points, 5, 10, 15 points if we really break out of these zones. So what I'm going to do is if one of these sides of the zones of the range decides to break, I might increase my size by a contract and I might actually look for 10 points. Okay. I've got a little bit of a cushion built up, a couple $100. Now what I want to do is when this starts to break through, I want to slam it. 3, 4 mini contracts, look for 10 points. That's $200, $400, $600 for about 3 contracts. Combine that with the $100 to $200 we made off the open. We're talking about ballpark numbers, guys, $600 to $800, literally within the first hour of the market open. I'm done. Right? I'm not chasing this price action all day. I'm not telling myself I can pass in a day. Let me just take a few more trades. No. I save my mental capital. I mark out the charts. I continue to watch price. If I want to go trade another evaluation, I do that. I come back tomorrow and I try to find those 2 to 3 setups again. And this is how I do it each and every single time I open up a new evaluation account. I attack it with a little bit more heavier size, 2 to 3 minis, but I attack a super small take profit on legitimate setups, 2 to 4 points. And it's just to start to get the day going. It's just so we print more candles and I can see more structure. That way it's going to allow me more time to see bigger areas of interest like this flush or like this bounce, so that I can actually try to go for 10 or 15 points on 3 or 4 mini contracts and try to take a nice rake of $300, $400, $500 a trade and then call it a day. Do this for 4 to 5 days. Do this for 3 to 4 days. You're going to start passing those evaluations. Again, what's going to happen though is if you do endure a loss, a lot of traders don't know how to handle it. Okay, make sure if you're going to try this attempt where you're running heavy size, that's way out of your league for a 50K account. Like, I would never recommend anyone to go trade 4 or 5 mini contracts on a 50K funded. But these are evaluations we're talking. Just understand you might lose an account to gain an account. Okay, so think about that. I might burn one, not intentionally burning it, just due to the fact that I didn't have enough risk to support the size that I was trading. In all honesty, how much risk you should be trading on a 50K account is probably no more than 2 to 5 micro contracts and looking for like $50, $75 days, truthfully speaking. But again, nobody wants to hear that because that's not what sells, that's not what's flashy, and it's not what's going to retire you tomorrow and buy you the Lamborghini next month. But realistically, you got to open your eyes and be realistic. When you do get over into the funded accounts, it's no longer about making and trying to make those $1,000 days on a small 50K account. It's about trying to make $100 days, but really scaling that over 5 or 10 funded accounts, so that way it turns into a $500 or $1,000 day. That's how you can really take advantage and grow your trading prop firm business in your favor, right? Because the prop firms are going to have a big advantage over you because they understand you want to pass these things quickly and you want to get paid out quickly. So anytime you get those two kind of negatives, it doesn't normally create a positive, right? So what you want to do is attack the evaluations with some confidence and some size. Understand you might need to burn one to gain one, okay? So I would recommend when you do go buy your evaluations, buy 2 to 3 of them. Try to take the best setups as possible. I don't want to give myself the entire drawdown as a stop loss. I want to give myself an opportunity to at least take 3-4 trades to build up that buffer. So hopefully I can get into the P&L cushion to where, you know, I've made $1,500, $2,000, and now I can kind of pull off the brakes for a day or two and just try to make, you know, $200 here, $300 here, and kind of just slowly coast that evaluation account over, I would say, anywhere between 3 and 6 days into passing. But it's the first couple days where I really look to put on a lot of size and take those quick moves so I can get there quicker. Again, trading evaluations is all a return on your time investment. It does you no good to sit in an evaluation unless you just learned how to trade this month, okay? But if you've been doing this for a little while, there's no incentive to sit in an evaluation for 30 days unless you're learning how to trade, okay? So unless you're just starting out, and this is the first evaluation that you've ever purchased, you should not be trying to sit there and slow poke this thing for 30 days, okay? We've got to get into a funded account quickly so we can start implementing proper risk management, waiting and being patient for the proper trade setups, because we're going to need time. We're going to need time on our funded accounts to allow those puppies to grow, so maybe we can get a payout in 30 to 45 days. I recommend not trying to get a payout in 2 weeks right after you get your funded account. I recommend taking a full 30 days to trade on that puppy, and then maybe even taking another week to 2 to kind of grow that balance up a little bit more, and then kind of requesting that first payout about 45 days in, assuming you're all profitable and all good. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to trade with me each and every single day live, that link is down in the description box below. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch all of you guys on the next video.